So, uh, yeah, we not only did we get a trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, we also got a trailer for Welcome to Derry. This is the prequel series to the movie, to the 2017 movie. I like the It duology. I like the Skarsgård Pennywise It duology. Do I think It Chapter 2 is weaker than the first movie? Yes. But in fairness, the adult part of the original novel, the adult part stuff really was not good. It was the weaker part. It was the kid stuff that was good, minus the child orgy. We could have... King, what the fuck? What drugs were you on to make you go, you know what I want to do? I want to have kids having an orgy in a sewer. What the fuck was that? What? Thank God that, thank God that never was put in the movie, any of the movies. Yeah, so, anyway, getting back on topic, I can't get over that, to this day. But yes, this is, like I said, I do think the second part of the book, the adult stuff of the book, is not as strong as the first half. I mean, granted, the second movie was trying really hard to be like this magnum opus, and there are things I like of the second movie, but it is arguably weaker than the first one. Getting back on topic, this is going to be a prequel series, and they did say there's going to be, I think they said there's only going to be 3 seasons, and it's going to take place in a different decade, like a 27-year cycle, so we'll see how this goes. What I like about this, what they're doing with this series so far, by the looks of it, is that it's really bringing that kind of tension and horror back. It actually feels like it's from the director, Andy Muschietti, and we do know Bill Skarsgård is going to be back as playing Pennywise. And it really does feel like we're going back to that kind of... It really does feel like the cinematography, as well as the movie aspect of it, it's the movie level quality of this show is back. That's what I really like about it, is that there's this movie level quality to this series. And I gotta be honest, I'm glad they brought Bill Skarsgård back as Pennywise, because I feel like if you brought anyone in, I understand Bill Skarsgård, Bill's a big actor now, he's getting all these major roles in films. At the same time, though, I feel like it wouldn't have been as good if you didn't bring Bill back to play Pennywise. So it is cool to see him in this, back at, and I think that's going to be the driving point for a lot of people, is that Pennywise is going, Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise is going to return. And I know I'm harping on that, but that's kind of that was the big selling point of the movie, was his performance as Pennywise, and to not have that actor back would be kind of a disservice, if I'm being honest. It would be a massive disservice to not have him in this series, excuse me. So what we look at is that a new family has come to Derry, and they've moved in, and they don't know what's the whole story. And it looks like the youngest son of this group is going to be tied in with a proto-losers team, as I guess we could call them. They're a proto-losers group. And essentially what they're going to be doing is trying to figure out the mystery of Pennywise. I don't think it's going to end well for them. I don't think I think we could all agree, a lot of those kids it's not like, they ain't named Bill, or they're not named, Beverly or Richie. If those aren't your names, you ain't going to make, you didn't stop shit. So I have this feeling that this group of kids actually could be in danger. Again, we the kids in the first movie, they all were terrified and scared, but at the same time, you had this feeling of, there's actual dread. You fear for them. Here, that plot armor is not there. That plot armor is more than likely not there, and we're probably going to see some of these characters get killed horribly. So I know this is going to sound a little callous or maybe just a little fucked up. I apologize in advance. But, like, I'm kind of here for it. I'm kind of here to watch a show where your cast is in genuine danger. Like, you don't know if they're going to get killed or if they're going to make it out and survive. I will also say that opening scene where the kid is, like, anywhere but Derry, I have this feeling like that was probably the end of the season where, like, the kid's just trying to escape Derry, but who knows? Maybe that was it also, like, that's also the trick. What I like about this trailer so far is that it also has this feeling of this uneasy feeling of, like, these two people, like, this couple being, like, all warm and genuine. It also has this aura of it's just a little uneasy, and it does make me think, could that be Pennywise fucking with this kid? And that's episode 1. That could easily be the case too. Who the fuck knows? And I kind of am here for it, if I'm being honest. It's exciting, you know. It's also cool to see, like, there's this level of tension throughout the trailer, and it does look like we're going to get more of the town of Derry being like, hey, are they aware of what's going on? Because it was always hinted at in the book and most of the movie lore is that the adults of Derry are kind of under this kind of spell by Pennywise, where they're more apathetic to people, you know, to the kids dying, and they're more susceptible to to not believing in this stuff than the kids are. So I think they're going to play with that more, and we're actually going to see that more. We see that with, like, the kids actually do something, like, smart, like unlike the losers, where they look like they went to the cops and tried to tell them, and the cops don't straight up believe them. So I was like, yeah, why didn't the losers go? Like, I'm sure, like, they didn't have any hard evidence, but they saw something, and the kids could probably say, hey, it's some guy dressed as a clown kidnapping kids, but the cops never, yeah. And I know in the book they kind of did something like that, but I digress. So it's going to be cool to see that aspect play out. It's also interesting to, like, I'm always a sucker for period piece horror movies, and to set this during 1962 is kind of an interesting time period. I really do like that we're really focusing on this kind of an era of time, like late 50s, early 60s era of, like America is the ultimate superpower and all that, and, like, nothing can hurt us. But now we're looking at a world where things are coming to get you, and I'm always a sucker for, like, a period piece horror movie. Like, don't get me wrong, I like when horror movies are in modern day, but, like, if you say, like, that's why I was, like, really excited for Final Destination Bloodlines, was because it was a horror film, and that opening scene was set in the 1960s. And I'm kind of thinking, okay, if you do another, like I said in my ranking for Final Destination, for the Final Destination movies in that video, I said, like, Final Destination Bloodlines should be the the sixth and final movie. But knowing the amount of money that movie has made so far in its opening weekend, there's no doubt in my mind Warner Brothers is going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to make a fucking fortune with this franchise. Let's crank out number 7 soon. And if that's the case, how about making it a period piece? That's, I think, would be kind of cool. We've done enough in this timeline, and it would be a smart way to, avoid, since we no longer have Tony Todd with us, that way you can have, you could do something like the kills differently in a different time period. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to point out that, like, when you do a horror franchise in a period piece, you really get my motor running. So to do this, and I'm curious to see what the other 2 seasons will be like in this show, because again, they're going to be focused on different eras. I'm very curious to see what the other 2 decades are going to look like for this show. I've also heard, and I can't confirm this, that it's going to go backwards every season. So the first one's going to be in 1962, then it's going to flashback to a season 2 is going to be like further and back in time, like during the 30s or 20s, and then we go to like when the Pennywise entity first landed on Earth. That's going to be the final season. So that's what I heard, is that it's going to instead go backwards instead of forward in time. But I can't confirm that. I actually would like that more if that's true. If like the seasons go backwards. But yeah, and it's also just, I'm really happy we're finally getting this show, because for years we heard like all this stuff and saw bits and teasers, little things. So to see an actual trailer after all this time, it's kind of gratifying. But anyway, I'm rambling at this point. You guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the trailer for It, Welcome to Derry? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.